This is Brenda Pavlik-McGowan, and I'd like to share with you some of my final reflections of what I've learned during this class on informatics. While this class was really challenging for me, I have learned an enormous amount. I still feel astounded by the amount of technology that surrounds me, my day-to-day practice, that I was only vaguely aware of, but didn't really pay attention to, or just didn't even realize that it was there. The integration of the technology across my work setting seems nothing short of a miracle. I didn't understand that what I document in our EHR will be used as data to potentially have great impact on patient care and healthcare as a whole. This concept of the vast amount of data that is being captured has been the most impressive part of learning in this class for me. I was completely unaware of meaningful use and all of the governmental requirements for reimbursement that do go along with it. I had a very narrow view of the EHR as just a patient safety mechanism. I didn't understand its importance in terms of allowing the gathering of data and mining of that data, or the endless possibilities of how healthcare can be improved through all of this data collection. I've never done a presentation using audio-visual technology or created a blog before. The interviews with the CIO, informatics nurse, and privacy officer were very revealing, and I gained a much deeper understanding of each of their roles, and I gained also a healthy respect for each of their roles. This class definitely took me out of my comfort zone. I could never have imagined that I would be creating audiovisual presentations or doing a blog or talking to the CIO of my institution about his job and actually understanding what he was saying. In my newfound knowledge, I have identified 3 things that I believe are key for all nurse leaders to know. First, I think that every nurse administrator leader should understand that the EHR is more than just a record of an individual patient's health and treatment received. It's a record that can contribute to the population's health and treatment. The EHR can impact the health of a group of people who share a specific condition, who may benefit from a particular preventative measure, and who share treatment with a specific medication. From this information, patterns and reactions to specific interventions or medications can be evaluated. The second thing I think that every nurse leader should understand is the concept of and the need for interoperability across healthcare records. This is also a very new concept for me to learn. For the EHR to be most effective at producing high-quality, cost-efficient care, the standardization of terminologies must be achieved in order for the collecting and aggregating of data across healthcare systems. Nurse leaders can be instrumental in the standardization of nursing terminology in order to encourage interoperability. The third thing I think that nurse leaders should understand is that while the use of innovative technology can lead to improved patient outcomes, it can also lead to a better nursing environment, improved nursing satisfaction, which will ultimately lead to better quality patient care and satisfaction. Since nursing is the workforce that documents in the EHR the most frequently, the nurse leader should be involved in the selection process of the EHR, as well as any upgrades in the software and improvements in workflow, so that the type of data can be best captured by nursing within the EHR. As an example of this, I remember after the launch of our EHR at my institution several years ago, our CNO was rounding on the inpatient units and talking to the nurses about how our new platform for documentation was going for each of us, and several of us mentioned how difficult it was for us to use the keypads that were first instituted at each bedside computer. They were hard to type on without making a lot of errors, especially while wearing gloves. She was instrumental in the immediate replacement of those keypads to help improve our workflow. That's an example of how a nurse leader can be influential in improving nurse work environment surrounding the EHR. Since a well-designed EHR can help promote and sustain an effective workflow for nursing, nurse leaders must take a proactive approach in ensuring that technology used is beneficial to nursing. It's recommended that nurse leaders become involved in organizational informatics in order to increase nursing knowledge of the capabilities of available technology. Up until this point, I had not taken a very active approach to helping to facilitate the workflow and technological knowledge of the staff that I work with. However, with my newfound knowledge and appreciation of the importance of informatics and technology, I plan to to take a more active role. As an example, we have a go live date this weekend, actually tonight, where a new application of eRecord will be implemented, causing some downtime to our EHR, along with some changes in our workflow that we'll have to comply to in the coming days, weeks, and months. I've taken a much more active approach to this coming change by engaging with our unit super user and to formulate a plan to make the transition much smoother and easier. Making sure that I am more knowledgeable about the change and teaching and encouraging staff to complete required education, and ensuring that resources are available during that downtime and the subsequent go live. I remember the first time I went into the website for this class and saw everything that we were going to be doing and feeling completely and utterly overwhelmed by all of it. But in the end, I'm grateful for being exposed to all that we've learned. And I also want to say thank you to all of my classmates for, as usual, their continued support, and for Dr. T for her guidance throughout this class. Thank you for listening.